In this growing era of technology and information, a problem still resides: misinformation. You can create correlations about anything, and sometimes those correlations prove things we wouldn't have looked into otherwise. However, one misleading correlation that has been proven wrong time and time again is the war on vaccines. Misinformation about vaccines has prompted lies and myths about them for years. It should be common knowledge to anyone that vaccines are safe as well as very important. However, a group of people still exists, to this day, denying their safety and effectiveness. To study this further, I decided to ask people whether or not they believed in vaccines. These people consisted of medical professionals. The answers I received didn't come to my surprise. There was actually one person who even said no to all the questions. The history of the anti-vax movement dates back quite a long time ago. The anti-vax movement, as well as the organization, was founded in 1885. The spark that lit the fuse for the push against vaccines came in the form of an article claiming the MMR vaccine was associated with causing autism. Mistrust amongst the science community as well as medical community blew up. Brian Deere, an investigative reporter, examined the story as well as the article. Andrew Wakefield, who was the original writer of the article, was convicted of falsifying medical information as well as medical history from the children he was reporting on. A lot of mistrust comes from how vaccines work and what's in them. While vaccines do contain aluminum, the dose of aluminum used in them is not enough to even cause any side effects. It's not even enough to kill you. Now, how do vaccines work? Vaccines carry a weakened version of the virus it's protecting you from. This way, your body has time to build up its defenses before the virus can cause any major side effects, and that way, so the virus can be killed off pretty quickly. The unfortunate factor about this story is that people still believe in Andrew's article even after it's been debunked over and over. Piles upon piles of evidence and statistics display cases of measles in 2019 increased due to the anti-vaccination movement. A lot of parents in the US use exemptions to get their children and themselves out of immunization. There's plenty of cases of exemptions being given to people who simply don't believe in vaccines. However, religious reason seems to be the showrunner when it comes to exemptions. Vaccines should be mandatory, no matter what. Exemptions hold us back from eliminating diseases. Academic researchers, our media, our healthcare system, and even our general public are affected by the surge of anti-vaccination. If we do not vaccinate ourselves and our youth, serious viruses like measles and rubella will make a comeback, and it may be worse than what we reported last time. There's ways to counteract this anti-vaccination movement, however. Vaccinate yourself and urge others to do the same. Contact your lawmakers and urge them to remove exemptions and donate to organizations based on spreading the word of vaccines. Even simply telling someone about how important it is to get a vaccine chips in a lot. Misinformation is a huge problem, but together we can put an end to these myths and lies.
Well, actually I think it's rather unfortunate because we've spent hundreds of years trying to eradicate a lot of these diseases, and now with the spike in people being anti-vaccination, we're starting to see diseases that have been primarily eradicated starting to emerge again. Yeah, actually, working in a health organization, I find it really strange to have people that I work with that actually are against vaccinating their own children. These are well-educated people, and all I can really think is, just being influenced by media, by false claims and so forth. And hopefully they'll be a part of our herd immunity, so that they don't fall victim and their kids don't fall victim and they don't end up spreading more disease. Well, I think education is the primary way that we can really combat misinformation. I think what happens, just even with Dr. Wakefield back 20 years ago, who made the false assumption that autism was caused by, or has a causal relationship to vaccinations, once that information's out there, people start questioning. And I think we have to educate our population about how important it is to be vaccinated, and just keep informing people and really put the statistics out there and show them, we've got this population that's been healthy for so long, and how minuscule the number of adverse reactions are really in terms of the whole population. So I think education is primary for making sure that we keep people healthy.